What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of Jerry Jeudy's route running versus TREVON Diggs. So we're going to be showing some good examples of his route running and then some bad examples of his route running where Diggs was able to lock this up, and we're going to talk about what makes his routes so explosive and some of the areas he could improve on. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it could teach you a few new things. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know the things you should do on a day-to-day basis in the gym and on the field for a full month, check out that very first link in the description below for our ultimate wide receiver training schedule. You'll get over 100 plus wide receiver gym exercises and on-field drills to improve your skills. We give you the sets, reps, and examples of each exercise. So check out that very first link below if you're interested, fellas. Let's get started. So now, first things first here, this is going to be a out route, maybe like a 10 to 12 yard out route, and he's going to be doing something called a fake throw by move. So TREVON Diggs is lined up head up. So there are a couple different ways we could approach this. Let's play at full speed. So Jeudy does this fake throw by acting like he's slipping under and running a dig. So when we have to run a route, like let's say maybe for example, the DB's shaded a little bit to the inside, right? And you have to run a route like maybe a dig route. Where do you think you would want to attack? You would want to attack his outside shoulder. Reason being, whenever a DB is in like off man coverage like this, where he's looking at us, he's, trying to be patient, trying to stay square, but he's shaded a little bit to the inside. His whole goal is to protect the inside. Wherever his leverage is, he is trying to protect that leverage. So when he's inside shade, he is trying to force me outside. A lot of people think when they're running a dig route that if he's lined up inside shade like he is, I'm just going to stem him inside and go step on his toes and just I'm going to get him to backpedal. But a talented DB will not backpedal. He will weave to the inside. So when you go to run that dig, you're going to be running right into him, and he's going to be right over the top of you. So we need to make sure that I'm able to still get separation, but keep spacing. Because when you stem him to the inside, guess what he's going to do? He's going to weave inside, but then when you run that dig route, you're going to be too far inside with not that much separation. So we have to attack the outside shoulder. Now, the reason why I bring that up, and because I know this is an out route, is that's what he is trying to sell with this route. So when he comes off the ball, you see how he pushes to the outside shoulder here. Selling fade, doing a good job to get this DB to turn his hips, because we were trying to make this out route look like that dig. So you see when he puts the brakes on, he swats him by, gets to this DB's blind spot. That's what we call a fake throw by move. So I would use this fake throw by. I personally don't like it on an out route. Unless it's like maybe, like a sprint out route, like a later developing out route. But most of the time, in high school playbooks, that out route that you run from the outside is usually a timing throw. It's usually like right off the break. So you're better off just taking the outside release, giving him a hard stick and going, because the QB is expecting you to get out of that break quickly. But maybe this is play action. Maybe it's like a bootleg concept, so we have a little bit more time at the break. That's when I would say it's okay. So you would want to use that type of move when it's like an outside release against inside shade and you have to run an out route. Or maybe you have outside shade and you have an inside release and you're running a dig. So you would fake the throw by like you're slipping under and running it out. Like we're just taking what the DB gives me and we're trying to swat under and win. Now, this route, I would say he wasn't wide open because I felt like he took a little bit too much time at that blind spot. Usually when guys do this fake throw by move and they try to swat this DB by, you have to make a tight cut, right? Because if you do a fake throw by or let's say you're doing an actual throw by and you drift up field and you go to run this dig, that DB is going to be all over you because he's going to be speed turning. So you have to make it a sharp cut. You have to be able to put the brakes on right now. But that's kind of not really what Jeudy does here. Jeudy swats him by, but he drifts up field a little bit, giving this DB time to react and get his head around to see him. That is something we cannot do on that fake throw by. We have to put the brakes on, threaten him in that blind spot, but it has to happen quickly or else this DB will have plenty of time to react. Now, who's to say if this ball doesn't go to him, he's not going to catch this because, he is open, but that ball would have to be thrown incredibly early on time. So I think this is the right move. I think, honestly, when it's a timing out route, though, fellas, you'd be better off just maybe attacking his leverage, pushing up, and sticking it off. But who's to say we don't know the full play concept? Could be a longer developing play, but that's when you use a longer developing move on longer developing plays. Let's play this thing again full speed, and then we will look at another route here where Jeudy gets locked up by Diggs and what he could do better to win on that specific route. Right idea on that, but we got to make sure that we are moving fast and we are changing direction quickly. So, next example here. Let's play this full speed, and this is going to be like a stop route, and this is kind of a cardinal sin that wide receivers, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how fast you are, this is something that you cannot do at the top of the break. So let's play this full speed. So he comes off here, takes the outside release, slips, but he kind of raises his pad level up, which is something we call an indicator. So on every single route, whether it's 5-yard hitch, whether it's a 15-yard comeback, whether it's like kind of this like stop route or return route like this, you have to sell what? Have to sell fade. That's the number one key to being able to get separation when you have a one-on-one matchup with a guy. You have to be able to sell fade. But if I can't sell fade, then I pretty much will lose the rep, because that DB, when he's under control, he is very dangerous, right? Especially a disciplined DB. So when he goes here off the line, slips back to the outside of his DB, he does a great job at first. Good pad level, good stride, and good speed. Those are the big three things. There are a lot of other elements you could use to sell fade, like changing tempo for a second, maybe taking a little high step, maybe doing a peek back move where you look back to the quarterback. Those all things sell fade, but the three core values are you have to have a good pad level, whether that's keeping your head down, but like a nice forward lean with your upper body. That's what I mean by pad level. You got to be running in full stride. Nobody wants to see you get to the break point and then 2 yards before you start chopping your stride down and then you break this thing. I made a video a while back where I was talking about you don't want to take choppy steps, and everybody got all up in arms about it because they're like, oh, well, you should take, what if you're taking choppy steps and then you go run a fade? Well, if it's not a fade, dumbass, you should be able to run full speed into the break, because those choppy steps get the DB to sit, and you can't change the route in the middle of the dang play. You have to keep the same stride the entire time. So when we go up into this break point, that change in stride will give the route away, but he doesn't have that at first. But right before the break point, he starts to raise up, and you can see with his pad level. A disciplined DB is going to be watching your hips. So when he sees your pad level rise, what do you think rises? Your hips rise. And so when we rise, he's going to be able to slow down and come to balance, because what's he doing? He's expecting a break. If we don't give him any like indicator, it's very, very hard for him when he's running full speed, because he doesn't know when the break point is. But us raising up, us slowing down, that's letting him know when the break point is, or at least letting him know that it's going to be coming up, and he could get hands, and he could be able to sit right on this thing and lock us up. So fellas, it comes down to the big three. You have to run hard, you have to run in full stride, and we cannot raise my pad level up. Same consistency all the way to the break point. Let your hips or let the single cut be the thing that gets you out of the route. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Again, not a bad job by Jeudy. Just, you're used to him running so hard into breaks, and that little change in pad level can make all the difference, especially against an NFL caliber DB. Everybody loves to talk about DBs and, oh, this guy's trash, this, that, and the third. If you're playing in the league and you're playing on Sundays and you're getting paid to play, you are very, very disciplined, and you are there for a reason. So those little things that you could get away with at lower levels will not fly at that level of football. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comments section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you'd like a full 4-week wide receiver gym and on-field workout schedule, everything you should be doing as a wide receiver to improve your skills, your speed, all the above, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.